Good morning, everyone. Organo family, live from Toronto, Canada. Let me know where you're chiming in from for today's Feature Friday. I'm super excited to be hosting the guest speaker today. We're all so looking forward to our powerhouse new rising star, Sapphire Delena Wint. But before we bring Delena on, I want to know where around the world from this beautiful global Organo family are you chiming in from? It's morning here in Toronto. Where are you coming in from? Are you coming in from Asia? Are you coming in from Europe? Are you coming in from South America? Are you coming in from North America? It doesn't matter. Here's what I know. We all are so passionate about the same thing, creating the life of our dreams for whatever that looks like for you. So it is Friday today. Every day is Friday for me. And that's what I love about this business model. It is so powerful. So today's Feature Friday, you're going to be listening to the next wave of leaders coming onto the Organo platform, people that are committed and dedicated and just really focused about creating the life of their dreams. And we're going to bring on our new rising star, Sapphire, Delena Wint, straight from Toronto, Canada. I'm super excited and proud to have Delena with us on this platform because she's not an overnight sensation. She was a woman that made a decision to keep going forward, taking every single step through the highs, through the lows, through all the emotional roller coaster that these business models can bring us, but they just make us stronger. And oh my gosh, is it so rewarding. So I'm gonna pass it on and welcome Delena Wint to our fabulous Feature Friday here with the Organo Family Live. Good morning, Delena.
Good morning, Diane. Thank you so much for that. I'm really excited to share my journey. When I was introduced to Organo, I was so excited about the product. Didn't know anything about the business, and at that point it didn't matter. All I knew is I had this fantastic product and I just had to share it. And so within my first week, I shared it with a couple of people, and two of them got as excited as I got and joined the business with me and signed up with Gold Packs, and I became VIP in a week. And so bringing them to meetings, the momentum's going, and within 5 months, I made it to platinum. And I was still excited, still didn't know a whole lot about the business, but it didn't matter. I was still sharing the product. Then I had a little bit of downtime, got busy at work, and started dealing with some objections. Didn't know how to deal with them. Started dealing with the MLM issue. Didn't know how to deal with that either. So really kind of focused more on my other commitment and kind of backed off a little bit with Organo. Started not attending the meetings, started just really distancing myself from the team. And you know that your team is following you, your team is watching what you do. And I was sensing there was a little bit of a rippled effect going on with my team as well. And so then I decided that, you know what, I really need to focus on what retirement looks like for me. And, you know, at that point I thought, well, I still have a long way to go. But as my numbers started to go up, I started to share it with more people. I started to hear more stories, and I started to get a little bit more plugged in. And then one of my concerns was that I wasn't able to talk about the benefits of the product the way you were able to, Diane, or the way that Dr. Bob was able to. So I started to have, I started lacking confidence because I'm not a Diane, I'm not a Dr. Bob. And so that really affected it, how I would present it to individuals. And then as going through with a few more of the training sessions, I actually realized I'm really good at networking. And so if I do what I'm really good at, I could then leverage yourself or some of the other upline to do what they do best. And so that kind of gave me a different perspective to move forward. And then I slowly did, and my team started following, and their teams started following. And next thing you know, we're on this new wave.
Isn't that exciting? You touched on so many important aspects of this business model. Like you just kind of nailed them all in the journey of becoming a network marketing professional, because really this is a new industry. Most people start this part-time. Most people have other responsibilities. I know you were dealing with your mother, your full-time caretaker for your mom. I mean, for any of us that have aging parents, we know that that is a whole other level of commitment. right?
Yeah.
And driving across the city, coming to the hotel meetings. I mean, that alone, that trip is about an hour long every week to make that level of commitment. And I love your story because I was part of that journey. I saw you coming in strong, and I saw the roller coaster that happens where we have these big wins, but did we really flex the muscle and start learning the skill set to stay consistent, to build the belief, to have that belief not only in yourself, but also in the industry. And
Absolutely.
that has to be weaved into your career throughout building Organo. And it's a very, very important piece that I think today's conversation is really about sharing those honest, candid moments with the world. And thank you for sharing that, Delena, because I know many people sometimes hear these big stories so quick, so fast, but they can also be disheartening. And then you start to feel that just because I don't have anything significant, maybe I can't do this. And that isn't the case at all.
What was another shift for me is after I got to Platinum Elite, the momentum started picking up again. The confidence started building. And then there's this event called GoPro. I went to GoPro in December, and let me tell you what a shift. What a shift. The information that you get from there, and you're surrounded by people all on the same journey, all embracing network marketing as a way to make your income and as a way to connect with people. And that just, when I went home, it was just a whole new journey for me that says, okay, you know what? I'm full force ahead. Connected with my team, worked with my team. And then things started rolling, started adding to the team, started paying attention to the trainings, the Zoom calls, the workshops, the campaigns. Oh my God, the campaigns. I'm a little bit competitive, so when we have an internal campaign, it's like, you're chatting with your team. Are you on the call? Are you on the call? Are you doing 3 ways? And so that competitive edge added to the excitement of the entire team. And so we all started growing together.
I love it. Events will build your business faster than anything else. I was born in an event. Every single event, our top leaders, if you're ready, and even if you're not, you just get what you need. And even though you've heard the information, you hear it differently when it comes from someone different or comes in delivered in a different way. But events are so critical and they're foundational for this business model. I've yet to meet a top earner in any company. I don't care what company that has made their way to the top without events. It does not exist. And listen, Organo family, we have our Organo event this Monday. Buckle up, schedule that in your calendar. You're going to hear stories from all the leaders around the world of various pins with different stories on how they did this, because this model is real. It doesn't fail you. You quit it.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Diane, you just mentioned, continue coming. For me, part of it was, I went to Wednesday meeting already. I went there last week. And then, in my team as well, well, if I could just go once a month. But it is so crucial to attend every single one of them because you pick up a different nugget at each meeting. And so you can hear the presentation, over and over again, but there's different things that all of a sudden, wow, let me try that in my business. Wow, let me connect with that industry. So it really is important to attend every meeting, even if it's the same structure and the same structure. You have different, testimonies, different stories, and you can pick up a little bit from everybody that's on that call.
Critical. So there's something in the brain called neuroplasticity. Your brain learns through repetition. And you nailed it, Delena. Yeah. I've been to events where I've had people going, well, I've heard it already. No, you haven't. Yeah. And if you have, your team hasn't heard it. And if you plan on actually thriving in this, there's something called duplication that is key. That's the secret behind residual income. So as you get stronger in re-listening to the information, all of a sudden when you start stepping into leadership, you change from understanding it to how am I going to actually deliver that? Right. So this is a constant expanding model that basically matches your level of growth based on your pay structure. That's the ultimate foundation of it all. And I'm just so excited because I've seen you go through the commitment. Yes, we're going to have ups. Yes, we're going to have downs. It's happened to me. Many times I've had to wipe tears off my eyes. Many times I've doubted myself. But what I did was I just surrounded myself around the people that were having the results I wanted. And I noticed you did the same thing.
Absolutely.
You had your moments, you circled back to Dr. Paul Charlton. You had your moments, you circled back to the hotel meetings. You had your moments, you still came to GoPro, you still came to all the events. And look at where things are at now. And I love hearing your, oh my gosh, it's real. Santa's real. There's presents under the tree. I was a good girl all year and it's really happening. And that's the best moment because I lived that too. I remember seeing the income coming in, seeing the fruits of my effort, seeing the seeds that I planted and watered and soiled and tilled. All of a sudden these sprouts start coming up. And I remember pinching myself when I was like, oh my gosh, this is real.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And again, your team will do what you do. So
absolutely
pivotal.
And when I started, you know, I think I was getting maybe $10 and $15 and $20 in my back office. But at that point, I was on a journey. So it was like, okay, well, I'm doing all this work, but, you know, I'm looking at the leaders. They would not continue to do this for $10 and $15. So, you know, if you do the work, you get the return. And as I started getting to, I think I just crossed the Platinum Elite. And I mean, it's strategic planning in order to get to Sapphire. You know, you can't focus all on one side or the other. And so I couldn't have done that without the leadership. So I stayed connected. You knew where I was. Kelly Rakowski knew where I was. Dr. Paul knew where I was. I could not have made it without that group. And then as we're going through this COVID, most of my team are off and they're home and they're at least working from home. And so they have that extra time to play with, to focus on Organo. And so I was having a little bit of a setback because where I work, I'm essential service. So I'm twice as busy as I was before. So I'm go from 8 till 5 o'clock. And I don't even have the time to connect with distributors throughout the day. So I was getting a little discouraged that everybody is, you know, moving forward and breaking pins. And because I'm an independent contractor, I'm thinking, well, if I take the day off, I lose pay. And then I realized if I take the day off, I'm not necessarily losing pay, I'm gaining. So what I started to do in my last 2 weeks of getting to Sapphire, I took Fridays off. And I was in my home office from 8 o'clock in the morning, going deep in my organization, connecting with people in, you know, my sister's organization, just all those little orders. People say, oh, I need a gold pack, I need a silver pack. No, all these little orders contributed to that volume. Every little order that, you know, the distributor or the big order, it all continued. And then as I realized, okay, you know what? I'm not actually losing money by taking the day off. And then I started thinking, oh my God, retirement's around the corner. And so when I realized how much money I'm getting in my back office now than when I started, now I realize it's real. And so now I'm even considering taking 2 days off a week because I now have that backup. And so my journey is going to continue.
So exciting. So exciting. So notice how you went from trading time for money to saying, you know what, I think I need to invest my time so that I can have an actual asset. And this really is asset income. For those of you that are not clear on how the model works, this is an inheritable asset. You could will this out to your kids, to 2 generations actually. So it is really about investing your time on income producing activities. That's the secret there. And that's exactly what you did. You didn't take Friday off and said, you know what, I'm just going to go to the beach, or I'm just going to scroll through Facebook and maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. You actually stepped into taking inventory of the depth, wondering where you can get some more customers, more sales, getting creative at generating more volume, because there's an art in that. And what I love was that you invested that time to the point that now you're sitting back going, wow, I think that was worth the investment. Maybe I'll take it down to 2 days, right? It's like just, you know, time really is a new currency. And that's what we got to be really clear on, is what are you spending your time on doing and what are you spending your time on not doing? Super exciting sharing, Delena. And I know you are still taking care of your mom full time, correct?
Yep.
And you have a full-time job and you're busier now than ever. And I know you're committed to health and wellness and training. I know you're up at 5 in the morning, you know, you are out there in the gym, like you get it done. And what I love is that you have a level of focus that many people have to learn to dive into, but it's not perfect and it's not painless, yet it's simple. And I see the excitement and the enrolling. Anything you want to share with the Organo family, any extra tip maybe that they can, especially the new builders and new people coming on board, or people that have been around for a while and feeling a little stagnant? Any kind of tip that you want to share?
Absolutely. Those were excuses that I was putting out. The fact that I didn't have the time, the fact that, that journey to that meeting is an hour on the 401. So these are excuses. And then all of a sudden, when I started to readjust a little, I started to carve out appointment times with myself. So now when I say I don't have time, because I'm looking at the whole picture, I'm looking at the whole day, I look at, like I did with my Fridays, I need to take this off. Or, my time now from 7:30 in the morning till 9, on my way to work, I make phone calls in the morning. So you find the time, you have to create those spots. And just simply saying, I don't have the time, it's so easy because that's just an excuse. Stay connected to your team. Whenever there's Zoom calls and team trainings, just plug in and stay connected to them. Campaigns, log on to campaigns. This organization has so many opportunities for free training, for trainings with people like Eric Worre and, just even like with Dr. Bob. Like, all you need to do is just carve out the time and plug in and just stay connected. And that was a huge bonus for me, is just following what the leaders are doing.
Law of association is everything.
Yeah.
And if you are the top in your tier, you're not growing. You need to be at the bottom.
Right.
Because the bottom tier of the top 5 people you hang around, and they're having the results that you want to have, they're helping pull you up.
Yes.
So your ego might like being at the top, but the ego doesn't get you far. You really need to be around the people that you want the results of. So I love how you shared about the law of association. I loved how you shared about being focused, how you shared about, how carving out time is important, how you invested your time intelligently into building the business. And this still continues to being a journey. So what are your next goals? What are your next accomplishments, Delena? We can help get you there.
What I want to do is I want to work closer with a couple of people on my team. I want to get them all to their next rank. And so some of them are struggling like I did. And so I want to give a little bit more time to help a few of them get across the VIP rank, get to the platinum rank. So I want to focus a little bit there. And then I want to kind of continue on my Sapphire journey. I'm going to set a new goal for maybe when Ruby is. So I've kind of got that in here. I'm not ready to put it out into the universe yet. But I'm going to map out my journey. I'm a strategic planner, and, I will see that on my calendar. And then when I'm ready, I will put it out to the universe. And that's interesting because along my journey, I was hearing from, actually I heard it from you, and I heard it from our beautiful Vanita. You got to put it out in the universe. You got to put your date on the calendar. So I put my first date for platinum on the calendar. It came and went. Well, this is fairy dust, right? So I'm thinking, well, that didn't work. Okay, so I put it on again. Well, that didn't work. But then putting it on your calendar and just keeping it here and closing your book, well, that's not the universe. So then when I realized, I actually put it out to Dr. Paul and said, is it possible for me to go Platinum Elite? And without even looking at anything, he said, absolutely. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, okay, now I'm accountable. And so what that meant is I really had to step into the fact that I'd put it out in the universe, and if I put the work in, it will come back. And that's exactly what happened. So now when I'm ready to put it out to the universe on Ruby, it will happen.
I love it. Just the mere fact that you're speaking it, you've already planted a seed.
Yeah.
When you can start to see it, everything conspires together.
Yeah.
And your comment about having the accountability partner, speaking it out loud, even telling your upline, statistically, that increases a 63% rate of it actually happening. Yeah. So the consistency of having that accountability partner already increases your odds of creating something to happen. Just, just extra geeky science there for you. But I'm excited for you, Delena. Yeah. Congratulations on reaching Sapphire, one of the hardest ranks in Organo. Here's why: most people want to quit at the beginning.
Been there.
But you've made it this far. Let's just keep building powerfully. It gets more exciting when you break your first Sapphire. So we're excited for those days. I definitely see it. Thank you for sharing with the Organo family worldwide, all of Organo. Hope you guys are taking some notes here today. And mark off your calendars. Monday is going to be wonderful. And some great announcements are coming right at the end. You're going to want you and your team to sit there, absorb what the leaders have to say. It's such a powerful, emotional event. So happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Delena. Thanks
Great.
for being
Thank you,
with us
Diane.
today.
Thank you, Organo.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.